Hi friends, this is a Bijou Baker. I'm Maria. I'm going to show you a section of recipes that are going to be a quick fix. There's something that even if you're not a baker or a cook or a chef or with any talent whatsoever, you're going to be able to make these because you're literally going to the store, pulling up some items, and then you're going to assemble them. That's all. Everything here is store-bought. And then we're just going to assemble it to make an amazing meal. Today, I'm going to make chicken pot pie, one of America's greatest comfort foods. And it is so easy, but so delicious. I got this wonderful induction cooktop for Christmas, and I love it, but it's loud, so I hope it's not louder than me. Yeah, right. But it's really cool. So up here I showed you how to make broth, and then over here I also showed you how to make gravy. So you don't have to do that. You can go and get store-bought gravy for this recipe. Everything is going to be store-bought. So I just like controlling the salt intake and everything else. I like control. So I'm going to make gravy right now because I used the one I made yesterday. It was good. But what I'm also going to do is I'm going to saute some onion, and I showed you just now how to cut it. So simple, easy chopped onion. I'm going to saute that and get it browned. Then I'm going to make my roux with the onion in it to get the flavor in it, and then we'll go on to the next one. In case no one has ever showed you how to cut an onion, I'm gonna show you right now. You're gonna cut it in half and get rid of one end. Okay, the onion has, where are you? That natural rainbow, okay? The way I cut an onion is I'm going to just make all these lines right here and use these natural seams so that I don't have to cut more than I need to. It saves work, really. Instead of having to, cut it all this way and then cut it all this way, I'm just going to go in an arch. Okay, you see how they're cut like that? Then when I go down, they're good. They're already broken up. See that? Sorry. Everything else is, the procedure with everything else is the same. And all the ingredients, they're all store-bought. I got the chicken that I cut up yesterday. I got a can of peas, mostly because my family doesn't like peas. So I'm going to make sure to put it in. They're not here. That's why I can cook how I like. And then I got a bag of frozen vegetables. So I'm telling you, you can do this. There isn't anything here that takes a special trick. If you don't want to do homemade gravy, you can go buy a jar or buy the packets or whatever you want to do. Alright, so I'm going to continue cooking this. See it get nice and thick. It thickens up so nicely, but I want this a little bit thinner for the pot pie. Keep that whisk moving. Don't let that stop. Okay, so this is a lot runnier than any gravy I would serve for Thanksgiving, but that's okay because it's not done yet, and it's going to thicken up as it gets hotter. So I'm going to just add in some vegetables. Whatever you like. I just put the whole pack in. And some peas. If you like a lot of peas, put in a lot of peas. This is where you know your family, so you know what they do or don't like. My oven's ready. I'm telling you guys, it really can't be easier than this. And then I'm going to add some chicken. And I do like a lot of chicken in the pot pie. So that's it. I'm gonna let this cook for about 5 minutes and get the top ready. The top, I'm telling you, the top is gonna be it's my favorite part. It's my favorite part to play with, it's my favorite part to use, and it's my favorite part to eat. So can you see how thick it is already? So I'm just gonna let that have a good time, and I'll be right back. When you're using your knives, they will get dull. Sorry. Hold on, let me go wash my hands. Oopsie. Take 9. Okay, when you use your knives, they will get dull. But a lot of people think that this is a knife sharpener. It's not. It's a honer. What you're doing when you're honing your knives, you've got your, and I always keep my knives in protective. I like these. I like these knives a lot. They stay sharp, and then in the drawer they stay covered. I like that. So you got the tip of your knife, and after a while it gets flat like that, right? Well, not flat, but what happens is the point, it starts off as a point, and then as you use it, it starts to, you know, the tip is very, very thin, so it just kind of starts to go back and forth. It's not straight like it should be, and sharp. So what this does, you run it up against on both sides, and you're basically just straightening it back out. It's not sharpening it, it's honing it. So when you hone your knife, and I try to hone my knife every time before I cut. And so when I cut the onion, I made sure, it's just out of habit. So what you're doing is, they have little tiny ridges on here. I think I'm ready for a new honer. I've used the ridges out. Ridges. Who says ridges? Dorks. So it's got little ridges on it, and what you're doing is you're buttoning it up against the back, and you're bringing it down. Okay, so I'll do it this way. So you're buttoning it up against the back, and you're bringing it down, and then the front, and bringing it down. So you're essentially just doing this. The only thing moving is my wrist. You see that? It's just my wrist. Now, if that will keep it honed and pointed and sharp. But if you're not comfortable with that, and you're kind of afraid that you might slice yourself, don't slice yourself. Then just go the opposite way. You can even use 2 blades, you know, and do that. It doesn't matter. Just make sure that when you're done, you wipe off the blade. Just there might be some of the tiniest little metal flakes. You don't want that in your food. Okay, so in my quick fix menus, you're going to find that a lot of them are going to be working with this. First off, it is delicious. It is easy. It's fairly inexpensive. One day I'll make a video and I'll show you how to make this, but it's still easier. It's still easier, but it's fun to do. This comes in handy when I have, we have a potluck tomorrow. I keep these in my freezer, because then I can pull them out. I can do desserts, I can do appetizers, I can do dishes. This is what's going to be the top of our chicken pot pie. You're already drooling. I know, I did it. Me too. Okay, so here's how you work with this. Simple. I'm not going to give you anything hard here because I want to build up your confidence. And when you do this, you're gonna just be thrilled. So, first thing we're going to do is open up the pastry. Okay. Oh, look, a coupon. Woohoo! I'll be using this one, baby. The things that excite me, I tell you. Okay, so this is the dish I'm going to put my pot pie in. Just anything that works for you that is oven proof. I got this at the dollar store, so they're kind of neat, and it's a good size. So let's see. I'm gonna kind of give an idea of how big I want it. So I guess I'll cut it in quarters. Oh, that's more than enough. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do the other one and finish this up. Beautiful. Now they're going to go in the oven and cook at 350 for about 35 to 45 minutes. So because everything is already cooked, the frozen vegetables are fairly cooked, the chicken is cooked. If you wanted to add potatoes to it, I'm not a huge potato fan, I'm telling you, picky home, right? So you could boil a potato or two to where it's just fork tender. Let it cool and cut it up, and then that's good to go too. So whatever you like, you make this yours. It'll cook, really, mostly I just need the pastry to brown up, because the insides are going to get bubbly and hot. Keep that in mind when you serve. So 350 for about 35 to 45 minutes. Okay, so I took those 3 big squares of puff pastry that I had left over. I got some cream cheese, put a little bit of sugar in it, and I mean, I literally just, I didn't measure it. I just took out a chunk of cream cheese and put in, I don't know, maybe a spoonful or 2 of sugar, and just mix it so it's nice and creamy. Okay, then this is so good. I'm going to put them on each square. I'm just going to divide this in 3s and put it right in the middle. I'm going to fill these desserts with different jellies and jams that I have in the refrigerator. I've got the orange marmalade that is from the store, and some of my homemade peach bourbon decadence, and homemade strawberry jelly. Then pinch the sides together in any way you want. You can make a pouch or a pocket or a pillow. It doesn't matter. You just kind of want them to get together. Pinch the sides and you're good. You'll almost always use egg wash with puff pastry because it's going to keep it light and beautifully golden brown and keeps it flaky and great eye appeal. And sprinkle it with a little bit of sugar.
Then you'll stick this in the oven for 350 for about another 30 minutes.
Okay, these just came out of the oven. Man, they're beautiful, and I'm glad I put them on top of a pan because some of it did drip out, which means I have less of a mess in my oven. But they are so hot right now. There's no way I would want to serve this to anybody. But man, aren't they beautiful. They smell so good. I'm not even going to try to cut into it yet because you need to let it sit for at least 5 minutes before you even think about serving it. Put this with a nice salad or soup or whatever you want. This is our own meal in itself, so I don't do anything else with it. And there's plenty. It's a very, very generous portion. I think the ladle held about a cup, and I put about 1.5 ladles. So that's a pretty good amount of chicken pot pie. Don't judge me. I'm a dork. Okay, so this is the meal, and it's hot and it's good. And let me see if I can show you the insides. You hear that? Oh, it's flaky. That's good. Ooh, look at that. See, this right here does it for me. I love this separate. That is hot. See, the gravy is still runny, but not so runny. Everything is perfectly cooked. Oh yeah. Welcome home. Okay, so these just came out of the oven. These are just an extra treat that we got, and they're gonna settle. They're gonna settle. Puff pastry will settle. This was the orange marmalade jam. This was the strawberry jam, and this was the peach bourbon jam with the cream cheese inside, and that's it. I'm gonna plate it and make it pretty. Okay, this is hot, but I want it where I want it. So, and the jam is sticky. So when you plate, you really want to make sure everything is pretty. Everything is eye appeal. And then just dust it with powdered sugar. And call it a day. Chicken pot pie and dessert, all in the same dime. Not so bad. All right, my friends, until next time, happy baking.
Ah, that was fun. Don't forget to like and subscribe.